Okay, we're live.
Good. Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. We're going to start pushing more lives here on YouTube, okay, as we get through this August, because you know our opinion. We think August is going to create pockets. The market's leaning the wrong way. So we think the more lives shows, the better. Plus, we could take more questions and we could become more proactive rather than reactive. And we had our first pretty much turn in the market. Came with Amazon earnings, came with the president making some tariff news. So the market that's been on this ride on the way up started hitting a few curveballs. If you belong to the group, that's what we've been using lately, the words. Saying, guys, let's see how the market reacts when it hits curveballs. So we got our first curveballs. And what did we have yesterday? We had a nice down day, but I also think it's setting up for a lot more of a down day and a down month. And if this is when you set yourself up, because markets get to spots, when they get euphoric, everybody's in it. Get on the carpet and ride it. When it gets off, then the market, if you know how to understand the way the markets react, understand technicals, understand fundamentals and the positions, you get to your spots. One example. Remember last week we put out a clip that we were bearish in Boeing, and we actually got short Boeing. It was one we wanted to put on. And then when it turns and goes your way, how do you know where to cover? Okay, when the thing starts in there. Well, I'm going to show you right now. This is Boeing. If you remember, we made a clip about this. We went short Boeing. Okay, short up around this area. We said anywhere from 232, 234. Okay, you had the earnings come out and it rejected that day. So when it turns, where are you supposed to take it in? Okay, how do you cover? We had this spot waiting. Why? Because it's something like this. So you don't buy it here, you don't buy it here, right at that spot. That's what we covered our short yesterday in Boeing. Now, how cool is that? You have a trade on up here, cover it down here. What do we say? It's a 15, 20 point trade? Exactly what it was. 15, 20 point trade. Next one, we move on. Now we got a couple of shorts on. We had a short on Bank of America we talked about. Put that on last week. Covered that short yesterday. Same thing. Okay? The market's set up. They give you the chance. We show Bank of America in a nice area up here. Okay, we said we wanted to extend and get into one of our targets. This was one of our targets. We covered our Bank of America yesterday. Okay, the trades are here. Everybody's making money on the way up. Beautiful. Can you make money on the way down? That's when you stand out. That's, in my opinion, if you have a couple of weeks of this where the market pulls back, you're not going to see that many people talking about their great trades anymore, because you got to become a trader and not an investor that's just riding a wave. That's another one. Another short we covered this week. Century Aluminum, CENX. Okay, went short right up here. Made a clip about that. The group had it on right in this area. If you understand the way we read charts, if you follow our technical boot camp, the way we look at positions of the market, this was a short. What did we do? We're bearish, but we actually did go short. Where do we cover our short? Right here. So you catch these moves, and they're quick. And you want to know something? As we get into August, they're going to be larger and they're going to be faster because everyone is leaning the wrong way. So that's just three examples of three shorts we had on this week. Now, you know why I'm bringing them up? Those are the only three shorts we had on this week. So it's not like I have 10 of them and 7 of them went against me. We only had 3 shorts on this week. All 3 of them worked. We cashed them out. Another way to get short that we figured out this week, you know, I kind of do my little math. I do my homework. Sometimes if you're bearish in the market, we'll buy the SQQQ. We don't trade NASDAQ or S&P futures. But there's another way to get yourself short. And that's when you understand the positions of the market and understand what the reaction is. And that is getting long the VIX. So what do we do? On Thursday, we got long the VIX. This is how we got long the VIX. Okay. Now you can trade the VIX, they have VIX futures, but most people want to trade equities. So we found the UVIX. This is what we got long. We bought this on Thursday. Looks like nothing is here. This is a long-term chart. Okay. We bought it right around here. Now, you know what that tells me? If the market gets itself a little caught. Now, this is April. Remember when the market washed out after the president made the announcement and the whole market collapsed and it was sitting around here like this? Look what can happen. We're not going to trade it for that reason, but we just think you can trade it down here with this kind of mentality and the market is caught in the same position, comfortably long. Now, after 36 hours, I don't know if they're comfortably long anymore. I think they're just long. So if they have to get out, this can go. The difference between this and this, April's everybody's around. This is August. Nobody is around. So this is illiquidity. So if the market's got to breathe a little bit, this can go. So this is a nice trade. We have it on. We bought it at a great level. Bought it at 16 and change, 17 and change. You can see it closed at 20. That's not our target, because what we're looking for here is if the market, now this is the NASDAQ, just to give you an idea. So if you see how the NASDAQ turns on a dime? I mean, this is no joke when you turn like this. It's been a great ride up. Think about it. This is you going from June to July. People enjoying this ride. You could have a couple of days or a bad week, and you're going to be right back down here, and all this ride, and no one cashed in. They're going to say, oh boy, the boat left. I went to my spot. I didn't get out. I'm right back where I started from, and that's what can happen. The point I'm trying to make is we're in August, so this can happen fast, okay? Look how much you went from here to here. That's a serious move. It took 2 to 3 weeks to have that much of a move. We gave it back in 48 hours. That's my point. This thing could get real heavy because people need liquidity. And then the UVIX will cash in. Yeah. So that's the way we caught the shorts this week. Excuse me. You know, it's another way to catch your shorts. You get out of your longs, cash some of them in. What have we been doing? We haven't bought it. We bought one thing in the last week and a half. I'll show it to you in a minute. But what have we been doing? We've been selling out our longs that have been working. You know, we've been bullish precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, palladium for a while. Now we're hitting targets. We had an event happen in copper last week. Sorry about this. And it gave me a big indicator. People don't understand. People look at the copper market and think it's a fundamental move either way. I've been trading base metals for 40 years. Okay, that had nothing to do with the price, the value of copper. That was just a location swap. So what does it do? It spooks people out, causes ripple effects. So what does it tell us? Let's start lightening up our positions. So we made a couple of clips about this. I think we have them right here. We made clips on or about a week ago. Cashing out of SA. Another clip we made. We're cashing out of SBSW. So we sold big pieces of these. So we sold a big piece of SA. Now look, isn't that cool? You get out of your SA. We've had SA, you know our opinion. If you follow us, you know we had a lot of SA. It was our largest gold position. We waited, sold out a big piece up here, and now it's working its way down. Gets back down around here. We're going to look to put it on again. SBSW. If you watch anything here on a Saturday, I don't even have to tell you that those 4 letters come up every week. They come up during the week. Why? Because it's one of our largest opinions. We think platinum and palladium are too cheap. So we had SBSW on all year. And what did we do? Sold a big piece of it out. We only have a little bit left now. But how cool was this ride? Right? Gigantic. That was our biggest position. And our point was we didn't get out. We kept making videos. Don't get out. Don't get out. Don't get out. And then we got up here. We said now it's time to get out, and we did. Not entirely. We sold most of our position all here. Now look at it, and we think it could come right back down. And we still think precious metals are still a story, but this goes to the fact the way we explain things. There's times to make money, and there's times not to give it back. So we could have easily gotten out here, here, and here on the way up, but we had conviction on this one. So the first time we didn't have conviction because we thought things were getting toppy, the overall market was getting extended. What do? Cashed out. So how cool is that? You know what would be even cooler? If we go back down here and we start putting it on again, let me tell you something, I'm going to be smiling when we do our next video on that one. But this is how you trade a market, guys. When I told you we're not investors, we're traders. We think this is a trading environment, not an investing environment. Perfect example. Okay, so I told you about our shorts. I told you about some of our longs. We also made a clip last week. We wanted to get into foods. And what did we buy? We bought a food processor. What did it do? We hit our target. We got out of it. We're going to look to put it back on again. Bunge, BG. BG. Here we go. Okay. We bought it down around here. We made a clip about it. We had 3 reasons to buy it. Technical, fundamental, position of the market. You know the way we read things. So we said this is good for a quick day trade. Not a day trade, for a directional trade. So what do? We got the extension up here. We bought it down here. We sold it up here. We're out of BG. We will be looking to put it right back on again because we think foods are overvalued. But these are the trades, guys. We did this earlier in the year. We were bullish in foods. What did we buy? We bought a fertilizer company. We bought Mosaic. How cool a ride was that? We bought it early in the year. We caught this. Now, how nice is that? We're out of it now. Okay, so there's ways. You don't have to trade the direct thing that you're looking at. You could trade the peripherals. I've been in the commodity business for 40 years. So I understand the peripherals maybe a little better than others because I've had experience in it. Not that I'm any smarter than anybody else, but I've had experience. So if I like foods, I'll look at fertilizer. If I like foods, we'll look at food processors. But the trades are here.
All right, we have a bunch of questions in the chat.
Let's do it. Just want to catch everybody up where we stand.
All right, so first question here. Let me bring it up. Okay, gold had a nice turn last night. Do we think this continues with market uncertainty?
No, I think all the metals still got room to pull back. I still think there's going to be risk off overall in the markets. Risk off meaning people are nervous, so they trim everything, which is perfect for us because we've been getting out of all of our metals positions, cashing them in. We want to put them right back on, but if they're going to go down because it's risk off, then the story that we still think is there is going to give us an opportunity to put it right back on.
Another question. Thoughts on AMD? Is it a short?
AMD is one, I've been bearish on it and I've been wrong. So that's a tough one to ask me because, of course, I'm going to be bearish on it still. But I don't know. This was a blowout. This is a perfect setup to go lower. But I can't go short because I've been bearish from here and I've been wrong the whole way. This, in my opinion, should go a lot lower. A lot. If it's risk off, this could come all the way down to here. Okay, if it bounces here and fails up there, we may look at it again. But if I'm wrong on something, when you catch things right, you get a good feel. My feel has been wrong on this, so I don't know if you want to respect my opinion on this.
Marco said, great call on the VIX, up $2,000 on the call.
The VIX was a way of doing our homework, guys. That's a way to get short the stock market in a different way. And I don't think people understand how to look at the value there. People are looking at the VIX, okay, where should the VIX be in this kind of a market? And it was too underpriced. Good, I'm glad. I'll tell you one thing, if you still have it on, next week, I don't know, you said you're up a couple of grand. You watch what can happen here. You could be up more than a couple of grand next week if you got some more, if we're right.
Ronnie Rodriguez saying, I made very good money from Joe's group. Best investment ever.
Good. Oh, Ronnie, yeah, Ronnie, he's patient when we're patient also. We talk. We are on chat all day. I'm going to show you that right now. This is our chat all day. Okay? All day. Put out my ideas. Okay? Tell you exactly what we're doing. That's our futures. Okay? We hear my opinions. When we trade, we show you exactly what we're looking to do. UVIX. Okay? We just talked about this. Where do we cover up Boeing? We sold a piece of our UVIX. Why? Because we bought it a lot lower. So we sold 20% out to cash in. We got a lot more. This is a new one that we put on this week. I think this one's going to go. This bounced already in one day. So this is what we do all day. But I'm saying we have a chat with all our guys. So someone like Ronnie, I know who Ronnie is. That's Ronnie R. I don't know if that's the level.
Yes.
Okay. Ronnie R. I know his name from there. But it's a nice little group. Everybody's respectful. We have patience with each other. We respect each other. We respect the markets.
All right. We have another comment here from, looks like maybe he's a member. People are very nervous. Most people are freaking out. Joe has helped calm us and show us the way.
Yes. This is when you get nervous. This is exactly what we were talking about. The market, it goes from having an opinion to being bullish to being, I got to get in. And then they get in and they ring the bell up there and they get long. And then the market gets uncomfortable fast. The thing we got to worry about here in August, I think a lot more people are going to get very uncomfortable because they're not going to be used to this speed. The market's I think is going to try to trim. And they're not going to be able to handle the speed limit on this. I've been doing this forever. There's no speed limit that's going to scare me at this point. I've lost and made so much money in my life. I'm impervious to getting nervous.
Kevin Harmon said, made money after I joined. Matt V said, Palladium earlier trade paid for my vacation.
Yeah, that's been our best trade of the year. I'll put it up quickly just to show you. See, sometimes we have a little longer term opinion. This is our best trade of the year. We bought Palladium down here because I've been trading these commodities forever. I know this is kind of cost of production, so it's a waiting game. But the edge is when it starts to go, you don't give it away here, don't give it away here. You know what we sold off Palladium? Right here. So how cool was that? I'm glad it paid for vacation. It's our best trade of the year. There's more of these coming.
And we have John K saying he'd like you to go over EXK.
EXK is our silver position, our silver stock. We don't have it on. That's what's even better. When we get these stocks, this one makes me smile because this has been our best silver stock for the last year and a half. EXK, here we go. You know why I like this one? We caught all of these moves. okay, because we've had an opinion. We sold all of our EXK over here. And you know what we have on now? Nothing. How cool is that? Because we think it could pull back, and we're going to put this one right back on. If you belong to the group, you're going to know what areas we're going to be looking to put it back on in. Okay, you got to join the group. But how cool is it when you catch all these, and then as it goes down, you have nothing on? If you could believe this, we're rooting for EXK to go down. How cool is that? It just makes you feel good when you don't have to give anything back.
Arturo is asking about grains and wheat.
Yes. Now those are the ones, they're such good value, but they need a catalyst. And at this time of the year, the catalyst is usually a little weather, or if we get a little bit of a settlement across the planet. Because right now, the U.S. is losing corn contracts to other countries because of the tariffs. Beans are too cheap, but we're also having a little bit of a conflict with Asia. So as we have that conflict, they're a big buyer of our beans. Wheat is an attractive area. I'm cool on wheat down here, but that's, like we said, we like foods down here. We think that's the next thing that's undervalued, and anything that's sensitive now in grains, we think it's sensitive to the upside, not the downside.
JetBlue, I'm holding a sizable position.
So wait, and it's not doing anything. There's no reason to do anything here. We have a decent position in it too. Okay, why would you? It came out with their earnings. It looked out nice, but it's still sitting right around here. There's no reason to trade it. We have it on for a reason. Sitting back and forth here. We're sticking with our position.
All right, looks like we only have like 2 minutes left. We
Okay.
can go over the charts if you want.
You want to go over where we stand?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, this is where we stand for the year. Okay. First of all, this is what we've realized gains. We're closer to 200. We're around 200%. 200% for the year. Okay. All with the trades we just talked about. Okay. We just longs and shorts. Okay. Here's our shorts. I just want to bring them out. Shorts in Boeing can make some money. Shorts in Bank of America make some money. Shorts in CENX make some money. So there's two ways to make money. Okay, we're sitting here. You look at what we're involved in: commodities, resources, things that we understand. I had experience in these, and we keep making them, whether it's equities or futures. Singles and doubles. Reds are down, greens are up. Okay, you get to areas you just keep making and making. Okay, when you do the math, that's what it comes out to: 200% for the year. Okay, and we're in June. We just started August, and I do think August and September, especially August, is going to be just as busy and just as opportunistic. So you may want to look into this. This is how you join. Oh, I'm going to go back here, I think, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's right. Let me go here. Okay. That's how you join, guys. RNTR.trading.
All right, this is our website. This is our only website, www.rntr.trading. If you guys want to sign up, we have our monthly, biannual, and yearly plans. They're all the same. Just you get a discount by doing the 6-month and yearly. You're not married to this. You can cancel anytime you like, and everything is all inclusive.
Everything you see here. We added a bot program. So if you trade bots, we call it Joe Bot. A young man named Joseph created this. Guy's up over 50% for the year. And he's up over 50% in the last 3 or 4 months. Because now if you're doing well in your bots, keep doing it. But if you're getting chopped up back and forth, he hasn't been. He's making money on the long side and the short side with this algorithmic system. And it's working. So you may want to look into that. We have boot camps that'll teach you how to read a chart the way I read a chart. Teach you how to price options, which is seriously important because 98% of the people in this market who buy options don't know how to price them. Because you know why? They wouldn't be buying them. Okay? So we have a boot camp. Everyone that's subscribed to our boot camp has come back and said, boy, I didn't realize how little I know about options. These are 4, 5, 6 hour comprehensive courses, but they're worth it. Money management is another one. So you get all this, but if you want to enhance, this is everything I just showed you is all on here. You got to be telling me. People not kidding around. The guy goes, he paid for his vacation. You can pay for your vacation on a couple of these things. But if you want to make some serious money, and you got to be a trader, you got to be a trader on this stuff. What am I doing? Right here. You got to be a trader. That's how you get those kind of returns. Okay? If you want to sit there and make 10, 12%, and once in a while when the market pulls back, you give it right back, you can make 10 years of what you're looking to make in the next 10 years. You can make it in 6 months. We just did that. We've had people come on and go, this changed my life. Things I wanted to buy down the road, I can buy them now. Doesn't mean it's going to happen all the time. We lose money too. But if we understand what's going on, we take advantage when the opportunity is right. This is not an investable market. It's a trading market.
All right, guys. So if you are interested in signing up, the link is in our profile. You guys can take a screenshot right here or jot it down. All right. That should be it.
Yeah, okay. We're going to start to go a little more live here on YouTube. We're going to pick the days. We'll give you a heads up 10 minutes before. But as we get through August, you might see us more than just on Saturdays. Okay, we're just giving a push and we're going to see what happens. Just watch yourself, guys, okay? This next week is the beginning of the week is going to tell you a lot. And if it does tell you a lot, you better adjust the way you're going to do. Just the way you trade. I'm not kidding around. August is 1 month you should trade very differently than the other 11 months. If you want to join us, I'm going to show you how, because this is what I've been doing. I don't take August off. I haven't taken August off for 30 years when everyone else is on vacation. Why? Because I think I know how to trade these adjustments. I'll see you next Saturday.